Stop for a moment. Do not scroll past this message. Look at me right now. My beloved child, I need your absolute attention for just 1 minute. Something shifted in the unseen realm. The exact second your eyes found these words, because heaven aligned time itself to bring you to this intersection. You did not stumble across this video by accident. I guided your spirit here. Give me a moment of your time, and I promise your soul will not regret staying. I am stepping into your day and into your quiet atmosphere today, because your hurting heart desperately needs to hear my truth in this exact hour. There is an urgent purpose for your presence here. Do not look away from my face. If you rush past this moment, you may miss the breakthrough I placed in your path. Now that you have paused, let us speak quietly. Come closer to me. I speak to you in this moment when your spirit feels as though it is standing entirely still. You look at your life and you wonder why every step forward feels so heavy. The world around you is rushing into a bright tomorrow, and everyone seems to be moving ahead while you feel completely left behind in the cold. Let me tell you what I see when I look at your heart. I see how its tired rhythm beats. I see the deep weariness that has settled into your bones and into your thoughts. It is not just your physical body that is exhausted today. Your soul is carrying a massive weight that was never meant for your shoulders. You have been fighting battles in absolute silence. You walk through your days with a heavy chest. You smile for everyone around you. You pretend you are okay because you do not want to burden them. They look at you and they think you are strong. They think you have everything together because you never complain. But when the door closes, the smile disappears and you sit in the darkness alone. And every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You look at the ceiling and you ask if anyone truly knows your heart. Comment Amen if you feel my presence speaking directly to your spirit right now. Let this be a holy act of agreement between your heart and mine. Write the words "God is my refuge" to anchor your faith in this comment section. We are starting a journey of restoration together today. Do not let the noise of the world distract you from this second. I know about the moments you hide from everyone else. I saw you in the bathroom when you thought the sound of running water would cover your crying. You folded yourself into the smallest possible shape. You pressed your face into something soft, so no one would hear your broken whispers. You sat on the floor and you asked me why the answers you begged for have been delayed for so long. You wondered if I forgot your name. You wondered if your prayers were just vanishing into the empty air. I know the pain of watching others receive their blessings while you wait. You watched them walk through perfect doors while your door remained tightly locked. You tried to be happy for them because your heart is pure, but inside, a quiet ache made you question your own worth. You asked if you arrived late to your own destiny. You wondered if you missed your window of opportunity. Hear me with the deepest part of your heart. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. Every single tear you dropped in the dark was caught by my hands. Not one fragment of your sorrow has been wasted. The silence you mistook for abandonment was actually my precise care. I was working in the unseen realm to arrange your future. What you have called a painful delay has actually been a holy protection. I call this season the protective delay. Remember what I named this. It was never rejection. I closed certain doors because they led to dangerous rooms you were not ready to enter. I removed certain people from your life because they were not equipped to carry your sacred heart. I was shielding you from traps you could not see. You wanted to rush forward into the next chapter. You thought you were ready for the harvest, but a fruit that grows too quickly lacks the depth to survive the coming storm. I needed to forge you in the quiet valleys first. I needed to make your roots deep before I made your branches heavy with blessings. The pressure you have been feeling was not meant to break your spirit. The pressure was meant to reshape your foundation. You are a carefully formed masterpiece. I am shaping your destiny with precision. I have been chiseling away the things that would hinder your tomorrow. I have been removing your reliance on worldly strength. You have tried to hold everything together alone for far too long. Now, I am asking you to let go of the steering wheel. Think about the seasons of your past when you thought an ending would destroy you. You cried over a loss that felt completely unfair at the time. But look back now with spiritual clarity. That closed door forced you to find a new path of growth. That sudden ending protected you from a greater sorrow later. I was directing your steps even when you felt completely lost. I am still directing them right now. Your current season feels like a barren desert. The sand is dry and the wind is fierce against your face. You look around and you see no water to quench your thirst. You feel isolated from the people who used to understand you. You feel like a stranger in your own life. But the wilderness is not your final graveyard. It is your holy preparation room. I know you have grown tired of being the strong one for everyone else. You are tired of being the stable pillar while you break inside. You wonder who is going to hold your hand when you fall. Let me hold you today. Lay down the heavy bags you have been carrying in secret. You do not have to perform to receive my love. Your worth is not measured by how much you produce for others. It is not measured by how many battles you win today. A jewel covered in dust is still completely precious to the one who created it. You are my precious child. I loved you before you ever accomplished a single thing. Remember this truth when the noise of the world starts again. The enemy wants you to focus only on what is missing. He whispers that your tomorrow will look exactly like your painful yesterday. He wants you to believe that this winter will never end. But those are lies designed to steal your hope. This is a temporary interference. This season is not your permanent condition. Are you still listening to me? Do not let the distractions of this world steal this moment from your soul. Pause right here. Let my words settle into the deepest places of your thoughts. I am shaking the old foundations because they were too small for the beautiful tomorrow I planned. A massive shift is approaching the unseen realm right now. Heaven has already signed the decrees for your life. Canyons of provision are opening up where you only saw solid stone. The locked doors are beginning to tremble at my command. But you must be awake to receive the shift. You must understand the mechanism of my grace. Your waiting season is officially wrapping up. The preparation is almost complete. Do not rush past this moment. Stay with me for the next few minutes. I'm about to show you the exact reason why I had to hold you back. And I will hand you the key to the door you have been waiting outside of for so long. Trust my timing. Let us walk together into the deepest valley of your current season. I know how lonely the road has felt for you lately. You look at the people around you, and they all seem to have clear directions. They receive blessings, and they share their testimonies with bright joy. But when you look at your own hands, you find nothing but empty spaces. You feel completely alone in this vast desert. The deep silence of heaven can feel like a heavy cage. You cry out to me in the early morning, and you receive no audible response. You write your burning prayers in journals, but the pages only look blank under your heavy tears. The enemy whispers that your sincere faith is completely useless. He says that I have forgotten your address and moved on to bless others. You look at your bleeding feet, and you wonder if you made a terrible mistake. You wonder if you are being punished for something in your past. You replay old memories, and you look for the exact moment you failed. The isolation feels like a physical ache inside your chest. It sits behind your chest, and it never lifts no matter how much you try to run away from its grip. I see you when you try to distract your busy mind. You play music or you scroll through endless feeds to drown out the quiet roar of emptiness. But when the noise stops, the ache returns with a fiercer power. You feel like a ghost walking through your own home. You talk to people, but your spirit feels 1,000 miles away from their words. Nobody truly understands your hidden agony. You have become an expert at wearing a beautiful mask. You tell everyone that you are blessed and highly favored. You use religious words to hide the bleeding wounds of your heart. You do this because you are terrified of their judgment. You are tired of explaining why your breakthrough has not arrived yet. You feel embarrassed to admit that your soul is completely empty. Let us unpack the true source of your current exhaustion. I have watched you lie awake at 3 in the morning running through your tasks. Your head touches the pillow, but your mind refuses to rest. You search for the one thing you said wrong during the day. You accomplish something great, but you feel absolutely nothing because your eyes go straight to what is still undone. You have called this being a dedicated perfectionist. You have told yourself that you simply have high standards for your life, but that is not the truth, and I will not let you carry that heavy lie any longer. Long ago, somewhere in your early story, you learned a dangerous lesson. You learned that love had to be earned. I call this condition the earning wound. So all those long years you thought you were lazy when you rested, you were not lazy. You were fighting an invisible lie that told you rest had to be earned. All those times you could not receive a genuine compliment, you were not being humble. You were simply guarding a bleeding wound in secret. You thought your productivity was the only thing keeping you safe from rejection. Place your tired hand over your beating heart right now. Hear me say these words to your soul. You were deeply loved before you ever achieved a single thing in this world. Receive my unconditional grace right now. You do not have to earn what I freely give to my children. Like this video right now, as a physical seal that you are no longer fighting in the dark. Let your thumbs type the words "I am not alone" in the comment section below. This is your holy declaration of surrender. You are stepping out of the role of a slave, and you are entering the place of a child. Your soul is finding its true rest in my presence tonight. The old cycle of striving is breaking under the weight of my ultimate truth. Let the deep peace of my presence flood your atmosphere now. You thought you were walking through this valley alone, but I have been beside you in every single step. I was there when the friends you trusted walked away. I was there when the bank account drained to zero and fear gripped your mind. I held your trembling hand when you wanted to give up entirely. My presence does not always come with a loud thunder or a dramatic earthquake. Sometimes my presence is the quiet strength that allows you to breathe when the world is suffocating you. It is the invisible shield that keeps the fiery arrows of the enemy from destroying your mind. You are still standing today because my grace refused to let you fall. Every delay you experienced was a precise calculation of my love. You wanted the door to open last year because you were desperate for relief, but I saw the hidden traps behind that threshold. I saw the people who would have exploited your open heart. My silence was your holy fortress. I had to close those opportunities because I love you too much to let you be destroyed. A tree that is pruned looks bare and wounded for a short season. The branches are cut back and the trunk looks exposed to the harsh elements. The passing travelers look at the tree and they think it is dying, but beneath the dark soil, the roots are expanding with an explosive force. They are drinking from deep, hidden streams that the surface never sees. You are that chosen tree, my beloved child. Your surface looks bare right now, but your spiritual roots are reaching into my eternal foundation. You are developing a resilience that cannot be manufactured in a palace of comfort. You are gaining a quiet authority that only comes from surviving a long night in the cave. Your hidden growth is almost complete. Before I show you what comes next, I need to speak directly to the doubt sitting quietly in the back of your heart. I know exactly what you are thinking right now. You are thinking that you have heard words like these before. You have watched videos, you have prayed, and you have believed. Yet the external reality did not change at all. You are asking why this time would be any different from your past disappointments. My beloved child, that raw question does not anger my heart. It tells me how long you have been faithful in the deep dark. So let me answer your silent query plainly tonight. My silence in those heavy years was never my cold absence. It was the careful protection of my love. Every prayer you thought went completely unanswered was actually being answered in a deep language of timing that you could not yet read. I was being careful with a life I deeply love, so do not let the painful memory of the waiting close your heart to what I am about to do now. The long waiting was the necessary preparation, and that preparation is finished. To help you receive what I have already prepared, I am stepping into your atmosphere with urgent purpose. The deep silence you have experienced for months is not my abandonment. The enemy has been filling the space between us with a thick static. It is a constant noise that makes my voice and my divine provisions completely invisible to your eyes. You have walked right past your blessings because the enemy blinded your spiritual sight with anxiety. But I have not abandoned your destiny. I have guided a team of wise researchers to bring an earthly instrument of restoration directly to your path. This sound tool was built to clear the static. I will show you exactly where to find this sacred provision. It will clear the interference, so your soul can hear my guidance with perfect clarity. Do not let the distractions of this world pull your mind away from my voice right now. We are crossing a critical threshold together. Stay with me as we uncover the hidden mechanism of your breakthrough. Your beautiful tomorrow is ready. Listen to me with the deepest readiness of your spirit right now. Lift your heavy eyes to my face today. The long winter of your soul is finally ending, and I need you to understand my perfect plan because we are moving away from the valley of weeping. You have carried your painful questions for too long. Your heart is tired of wondering. Today, I am pulling back the dark curtain to give your mind absolute clarity. I have heard the exact prayer you stopped praying out loud. You grew completely exhausted from waiting for my response. I watched you sit quietly in the back row of life, while everyone around you received their massive blessings. You watched them celebrate their joy. You quietly wondered if I forgot your name. Your silent pain did not escape my loving eyes. You started to believe that my silence meant a final rejection. You told yourself that you were simply not faithful enough to receive my glorious promises. My beloved child, that heavy belief is a complete thief, and I am exposing its dark lie right now. I am not angry with your honest questions. I will not let you carry that heavy guilt anymore. You are my chosen one. Hear my voice with absolute focus during this sacred minute. There is a huge difference between my delay and the enemy's delay. My delay always brings a quiet peace, even inside the deepest waiting. But the enemy uses my necessary silence to whisper toxic shame into your thoughts because he wants to steal your identity. I call this dark strategy the stolen meaning. He wants to destroy your future hope completely. The adversary took my holy silence and he wrote a lie over it. The long years you took as my cold absence were never absence at all. I was working in rooms you could not see, and I was building a grand glory you could not measure because my plans are much bigger than your current pain. The delay was not me forgetting your name. It was me protecting your precious destiny from a dangerous trap. When the waiting feels completely unbearable tonight, change your spiritual posture. Stop asking why I am silent right now. Start asking what my love is actively protecting in this hour. And place your hand over your tired chest because you need to rest in my absolute truth tonight. A temporary pause from my hand is still an act of my perfect love. You do not have to fight this battle alone. Remember what I named this sacred mechanism from the beginning of our talk. It is the holy concept of the protective delay. This pause was never a sign of my anger. I saw a hidden disaster standing on your old path, and I had to block your steps to save your soul. I am cutting back your bare branches today. I am preparing your life for a beautiful tomorrow. Keep your eyes on my face during this transition. Let me show you a clear mirror of your destiny from my sacred history. There was a young man I placed a magnificent dream inside from his youth. He was purely faithful in the dark valley. He walked with an upright heart before my face while the world around him fell into deep corruption. Yet I allowed his own brothers to betray his love. They threw him into a deep pit without any mercy. They wanted to erase his future completely. He sat in the cold mud of that cistern for hours. He cried out to my heaven in total confusion. He did not understand his heavy chains, and he spent 13 years waiting in a dark cell because his youth was slipping away from his hands. He wondered if my promise was just an illusion. He felt completely abandoned by the world today, but I was never absent from that prison cell for a single second. I was building a character beneath the surface. My hands were shaping his spirit in the stillness. He had to learn to manage the dark prison before he could rule over the entire empire of Egypt. The pit you are sitting in right now is not your permanent grave. It is simply the foundation of your future throne. It is simply your holy preparation room for a glorious tomorrow. Hold fast to the dream I planted in your spirit. I have not dropped your grand destiny. The people who threw you into the pit will watch you step onto the stage of your true calling. What they intended for your destruction, I am turning into your grand deliverance. You will overcome this trial very soon. And now, my chosen child, I need you to sit up straight. Hear what I am about to declare over your life right now. I have held you tenderly in my arms through the deepest darkness of the valley. Now let me lift your chin so you can see the mountain, because your waiting season is closing today. Hear my mighty prophetic declaration over your future. Your beautiful tomorrow is completely ready now. Your current season of isolation is not a random accident of fate. I am changing the entire foundation of your life. The old structure could not hold your future blessings. I am pruning the dead weights that would hinder your flight, because your light is rising in this hour. You thought you were breaking, but you were actually being reshaped by my hands. The old boundaries are disappearing fast. Do you feel that quiet stirring rising inside your chest right now? That particular mix of holy excitement and soft fear is not anxiety. Your spirit already knows the truth. That is your spirit sensing a massive shift in the unseen realm before your eyes can see the manifestation. I call this experience the unseen shift. Your soul is crossing a sacred threshold tonight. Do not let the enemy steal this moment. Let me show you a clear picture of who you are becoming soon. Picture a beautiful morning exactly 6 months from now. You wake up early before your alarm sounds. There is no heavy knot sitting in your stomach waiting to steal your peace because the fear is gone. The background noise of panic is completely gone. You look out the window and you feel an absolute calm. You lie there in the quiet stillness of your room today. You breathe deeply without any effort. The breath goes all the way down into your soul. You look at your hands and you realize they are no longer clenched because the battle is completely finished. Your very first thought is a quiet question of purpose. You are finally at home in your own skin, because you know whose hand is holding your destiny. That peaceful version of you is not a foolish fantasy, my child. That person already exists in my eternal reality. She is waiting for your arrival tonight. She is not years away from your current life, because she lives inside your deep surrender right now. She is simply on the other side of one single belief. You are ready to lay it down before my face tonight. You are stepping out of the old role of a tired survivor. And the actual distance between the two of you is not time. It is a matter of holy permission. It is the exact moment you stop striving. You must let my power carry the heavy load, because your own human strength is completely empty tonight. Stop trying to earn my love every single day. You were precious before you ever produced a single result. That is the whole distance between your past and your future. The preparation of your vessel is reaching its final stage tonight. I am making your spiritual capacity large. The blessing I am pouring out will require a strong foundation. Do not let the memory of your past trauma dictate the size of your harvest, because I am unlimited. I am doing something entirely new in your life right now. The locked doors are beginning to tremble at my command. The winter is officially closing its dark chapter today. Your beautiful tomorrow is not an empty promise. My divine mouth has authorized your breakthrough. Stay with me for the next few moments, because we are checked to dismantle the final resistance of the enemy. I am about to hand you the exact key to your restoration. Walk forward in bold confidence today, because your current season has prepared your soul completely. I need you to open your spiritual eyes completely today. You have spent too many months looking only at the physical walls around your life. You thought nothing was happening in your desert. But the unseen realm is far more real than the concrete ground you stand upon, and I am actively shifting the atmosphere around your family right now. Your current season was never designed to trap you in eternal stagnation. It was designed to separate your spirit from the chaotic noise of the world. The enemy wanted you to feel completely abandoned during this quiet time. He wanted you to believe that my voice had grown cold and distant. But my nearness is an absolute reality that never depends on your fluctuating human emotions. When your soul is quiet, you can finally receive what I have prepared. Think about the true nature of a holy vessel. It must be completely emptied of its own plans before it can carry my glory. You have tried to engineer your own breakthrough for far too long, and your human strength is exhausted because you were never meant to carry the future by yourself. I see your deep willingness to walk in my ways today. You have kept your faith alive through the most brutal storms of your life. I see your weariness, and I have already aligned a specific provision. To help you receive what I have prepared, let me reveal a sacred truth that will clear the background static from your tired mind completely. At the beginning, I placed a sacred frequency inside the human mind. Wise scientists have spent decades studying the brain to find this unique signal. They call it the gamma wave. This holy signal ran in your mind as a child without any effort, and it allowed your soul to live completely in the state of pure divine receptivity. It is why children learn so quickly. They trust my love so purely. They live in the present moment. When I said that you must become like little children, I was not speaking only of your spirit, because I was also describing the very frequency I placed inside your physical brain. The enemy used the heavy noise of modern life to suppress this beautiful design. He filled your head with constant worry to block my provisions. He wanted to drown out my voice completely. But I prepared wise minds to work with sound the way I originally designed it. They built a sound instrument that carries a frequency to clear the interference, and you do not have to work hard or strive to receive this beautiful restoration. You simply surrender your thoughts for 7 minutes. This simple tool will return your mind to its original state of calm. It will silence the static, so you can hear my guidance clearly again. I am going to show you exactly where to find what they built before this message closes. So stay right here with me, because your transformation is unfolding now. Now, let us dig deeper into your spiritual path. The restoration of your mind is just the first step of your new chapter. You have been carrying the weight of generational patterns for your entire life. You watched your family live under the same heavy ceilings of fear, and you saw your loved ones fight the exact same silent battles against sudden misfortune. You grew up believing that this heavy burden was your permanent identity. You thought that you were destined to repeat the exact same mistakes of your past. But I did not call you to be a perpetual victim of history. I called you to be the one who stands up to break the chain forever, because your soul carries the absolute seal of my choosing. The pain you endured in secret was the necessary fire of your forge. A normal vessel can be created in a few minutes without any intense heat, but a holy weapon must be hammered repeatedly in the dark furnace. The enemy targeted your life because he saw the great light that was rising inside you, and he wanted to destroy your mind before you could realize your true authority. He used the disappointments of your yesterday to blind your eyes. He wanted to steal your hope. He wanted to keep you locked in the prison of doubt. But his authority over your thoughts is officially stripped away tonight, and I am re-establishing your divine identity before the face of your enemies, because your true season of vindication has finally arrived. Before I reveal your next chapter, I must address a hidden doubt. I feel you pulling back slightly in the back of your heart. You are thinking that you have trusted before and nothing changed. You are replaying the memories of doors that stayed locked despite your fasting and your tears, and you are wondering why this time would be any different for your life. My beloved child, that honest question does not offend my heart at all. It tells me how long you have stood faithfully in the dark wilderness. So, let me answer your doubt with absolute plainness tonight. My silence in those painful years was never my cold absence, because it was actually the careful protection of my love when you could not see the hidden traps of the enemy. Every prayer you thought went completely unanswered was being recorded in my house. I withheld certain answers for a specific purpose. I was not ignoring your broken cries. A premature yes would have cost you your entire destiny, because your spirit was not yet strong enough to hold the massive weight of the blessings I am about to pour into your life right now. The waiting was your holy fortress. That long preparation is officially complete now. So do not let the memory of past delays close your heart today. The old timeline is finished, and a new decree has been authorized by heaven. So awake your spirit right now, because we are stepping directly into the glorious moment of your absolute deliverance from the wilderness. Hear my mighty declaration over your life in this exact second. The chain breaks here. It ends with you completely tonight. The heavy ceiling of lack and fear that restricted your family line for decades is shattering right now, and I am stripping the authority of every dark voice that tried to limit your future destiny. I am declaring your absolute freedom from the spirit of exhaustion today. You are no longer a tired survivor who must beg for crumbs. You are my chosen heir to an unshakable kingdom. Every closed door is trembling right now at my supreme command, and what was sealed against your life for long generations is being permanently unsealed by my hand today. I am opening what was locked, and no human hand will shut it again. Stand up straight and receive this breakthrough into your spirit right now. Your beautiful tomorrow is not a distant hope anymore. It is arriving in this very hour because the harvest of your faithfulness is beginning to overflow, and you must walk forward into your true destiny with bold courage. Let me show you a clear vision of your appointed destiny. Picture a moment not long from now when a broken soul comes to your door. They are carrying the exact same weight of exhaustion that used to crush your spirit. They are weeping in total confusion just like you did in your past valleys, and they are looking for a small spark of light in their deep darkness. You will speak words of absolute life and power into their pain. You will watch the heavy static leave their minds completely. They will see the light return to their eyes. The very pain you begged me to remove will become the healing medicine in your hands, and you will understand finally why your long road had to be so difficult from the beginning. Not one single tear was wasted in my grand design. That glorious future is not an impossible dream for your life. It is your true destiny, and it is closer than you think today. The only thing standing between you and that beautiful scene is the accumulated exhaustion sitting on your shoulders right now, because you are still trying to carry the heavy noise alone. But I do not ask you to carry that heavy burden anymore. I have placed a divine provision on your path for this exact season. I have aligned an earthly tool to strengthen your vessel today. Let us step into the restoration I have prepared for your soul, because I am about to pour a massive harvest through your life, and your vessel must be completely ready to hold it. I have gifted humanity the wisdom to unlock what I placed within sound and within the design of the mind I created. Wise men and women spent years in deep research, not knowing it was I who directed their curiosity toward what I already designed at the very beginning of creation. Before I show you this provision, I want to show you two of my children who received this before you arrived at this moment. I want to show you what I did for one of my daughters named Rachel, who was a nurse in California. She had sought my peace for many long years through sincere prayer and deep faith, but her life still felt blocked. 2 weeks after receiving this sound provision, her marriage was completely transformed and her learning became effortless. She described her daily life as enchanted because something dark had cleared from her mind. She realized the channel was blocked, and now it was wide open. And for others, I moved differently. Let me show you what I did for one of my sons named Michael, who lived in Dallas, Texas. Michael came to this provision because he needed mental focus, and he worried deeply about his children's well-being every night. 2 months after embracing this earthly tool, his business grew so much that he was able to leave his job completely. His wife said his mind seemed entirely transformed, and hard problems that used to steal his sleep now solved themselves while he rested. He said his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. Over 18,000 of my children have already received this precise provision before you walked into this room today. They have witnessed my hand moving through this sound instrument. They call it the Genius Song. This is the frequency instrument I have guided into existence, and it is the sound provision I placed on your path for your complete restoration today. This tool is a digital audio track that will be emailed to you immediately after you receive it. It is not available on streaming platforms like YouTube or Spotify, because those carry false imitations that have none of the restoration I designed. This provision requires only one simple thing from your day. It requires 7 minutes of complete surrender. You put your headphones on, you close your eyes, and you rest in my presence. You do not have to practice difficult techniques, and you do not need long hours of training because my design does all the work. This special provision is not for those who are merely curious about spiritual things. This is for the one I have been speaking to through this entire message. This tool was built specifically to answer the exact exhaustion you are carrying on your shoulders today. To my beloved child who has already tried everything and feels embarrassed to try once more, hear my voice. What failed you before required your intense human effort, but this requires none. I designed it to work not because of your human discipline, but because of my original design inside your physical brain. Your current season has made you weak, but my provision will make your vessel strong enough to carry the beautiful tomorrow I authorized. Earthly experts charge hundreds of dollars per hour for private sessions that attempt to reach this state of calm. The machinery that research universities use costs thousands of dollars. But I do not call you to expensive clinics and heavy machines. I place this provision within reach, specifically for the one who would receive it through a quiet message like this one. It requires only a small earthly exchange, the size of a mustard seed of investment, for the massive harvest I have prepared for your life. And I have aligned 4 additional gift provisions to come with it today. I extend the first gift, named Genius Child, for your children's focus and confidence. The second gift is the original text about true prosperity. The third gift is a guided visualization track from a trusted voice. And the final gift is an infographic of daily habits to sustain your restored signal. Where I place truth, the enemy always places a false imitation to deceive my children. There are fake frequencies circulating on music platforms under similar names, but they carry none of the healing I designed into this tool. Guard your steps and access only the official path I have verified for your safety. I do not lead my children into danger or worldly risk. This provision is fully protected for 60 days. If the restoration does not come to your thoughts, the small earthly exchange will be returned to your hands completely. You lose nothing. Walk forward without fear, because my grace covers your act of faith completely. Take this step of obedience right now. Receive the provision I have placed below in the pinned comment and in the description of this video. This is your divine invitation to clear the static and step into your beautiful tomorrow. Do not ignore the earthly tool I aligned for your restoration in this hour. The path is waiting for you below. Now, my child, set aside the noise of decision for a moment. I have shown you what I placed on your path, and whether you step forward now or later, you are still my beloved child. My love for you never changes. Close your eyes for a short second. Breathe deeply with me. Let your shoulders relax completely, because I am still right here in the room with you. The heavy battles of your past are fading away, and the fog of your current season is clearing from your eyes. You have survived the long winter because my hand was shielding your spirit from destruction. I am speaking peace over the deepest places of your memory today. I release my supreme blessing over your next steps today. I bless the ground you walk upon, and I bless the doors you are about to approach. The delay that exhausted your heart has achieved its holy purpose, and you are stepping into a season of accelerated alignment. You will see my provisions arrive before you even ask for them. Wise helpers will appear on your path to open doors that were locked for decades. Your family will witness the goodness of my hand through your restoration, and your home will become a sanctuary of calm. Receive my joy into your spirit right now, because your beautiful tomorrow has already begun in the unseen realm. Repeat these holy words inside your heart until they become your absolute reality. I am a vessel fully restored to receive what you prepared. I am the one whose channel is clean and whose signal is strong. I carry the sacred frequency you placed in me from the very beginning of creation. It was never lost, and it is now completely restored by your grace. I am your chosen child, operating at the exact state you designed for me. I am open, clear, and fully receptive to your blessings. The loud noise of the enemy no longer has any dominion over my mind. I receive your beautiful tomorrow in perfect peace. I am the one who became like a little child, and I receive every promise made to your children today. If this message has brought light to your weary heart, do not let it pass without a response. Like this video to anchor your agreement between your spirit and my voice today. Share this message with 3 weary souls who are secretly crying out for hope in the dark wilderness. And subscribe to this channel so you do not miss my daily guidance over your future steps. I walk with you always, my beloved child. Stay in my peace.